You know, a lot of people think that the definition of Tantra is the merging of sexuality and spirituality. And this really is true. It's also true that Tantra is the merging of many opposites and finding room inside of us and in this world for all that coexist. Tantra is a really broad topic. In the West, we associate it with sexuality because we're really seeking a deeper understanding of our sex and how it relates to our connection with the world, with the beauty beyond ourselves. What does our sex have to do with God? What does our sex have to do with our spirit? These are profound questions. So I've actually been exploring the merging of sexuality and religion, and the merging of sexuality and prayer. I mean, just the juxtaposition of the words sex and prayer is almost unspeakable. You don't hear it talked about very much. And there's a difference between spirituality and religion. But without getting into all of those deeper topics, why don't I just start with a less deep topic like sex as prayer, right? I mean, it begins with what is prayer? I had a beautiful and wonderful, very religious aunt, and she used to say to me, honey, prayer is a sincere desire of the heart, whether uttered or unuttered. Now, she wasn't talking about cows with udders. She was talking about the way we speak. It can be really profound to speak out loud what you really want to affirm in your life. You know, I love looking at myself in this mirror and just saying, thank you, great divine guidance, for helping me. Thank you so much for helping me be here and helping me know the next step to take in this life. Sometimes I feel like I'm wandering on this earth and a bit lost, and I have a right to be like a child. And I just say, please, help me. Guide me where I need to be. Let me know the next step to take. Now, what does this have to do with sex? I mean, specifically gay sex. I love having sex with men. Until recent decades, maybe even just this decade, and in many places still not even yet, there's not really a space for gay sexuality in the church. And or sexuality in general. Now, I mean, there are many different spiritual paths and religions. It's just that a lot of us are still seeking for how does this primal beast within me fit into the context of a spiritual path. And let me tell you, there's a really big place for it. Because when you're enraptured with another person in euphoric bliss, and you just happen to look into that person's eyes and say, thank you so much. Thank you so much for helping me remember who I am. This is a powerful affirmation, also known as a prayer. Did you know that each lover is a collaborator? Each of my lovers is a collaborator. It doesn't matter if I just met the person or if I've known them for 20 years. If they're a fuck buddy, a long-term lover, or a friend with whom I love to lie in bed and kiss. They're collaborators in reconnecting with everything that has meaning and truth. People meditate, people dance, people sing, people make love. These are all pathways back home to connect with something bigger than our mind, beyond the limits of our imagination. And when we make ecstatic love with someone, ecstatic love, we transcend thought, form, habit. That will be a good topic for the next video, is what is ecstatic sex? For now, I'd like to sing a song that I once sang in a short performance piece that I did. There's a video of that performance piece somewhere. Of course, as a performer who's just beginning, I wasn't completely satisfied with the way it came out. You know, I thought I moved too fast on stage. I wished I could just somehow put it in slightly slower motion, you know. But I sang this song on stage wearing an electric blue thong. And I told a story about an ecstatic sexual encounter that I had. And then I sang this song because I felt like it was a universal prayer. I mean, it comes from a person named Saint Francis of Assisi. And people say that Saint Francis of Assisi, I mean, it's not just people say it, it's documented that Saint Francis of Assisi was such a calm man, and he was so much at peace that birds would come and land on his shoulder, and animals would come to him. And there's also a story about Saint Francis becoming so ecstatic that he ran through the streets naked. And to this day, I'm told that tourists still do that in Assisi. I haven't been. So this is the prayer of Saint Francis. You can consider it a Christian prayer. It's also a universal prayer. Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there's despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, joy. O divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive, it is in pardoning that we are pardoned, it is in dying that we are born into eternal life.